Welcome to Functional Yoga Medicine podcast. We will be changing our title to Alkaline Method Certified Practitioner Program, just FYI. And today's topic is all about shifting from powerless practitioner to a powerful CEO. Something I've had to learn to do. It's a shift that I've had to make, but it was a hard shift. So I really want to talk to you guys about what's pervasive in our industry and why you must think about shifting your identity to make changes in our industry as a whole. So as healthcare practitioners, we tend to be boxed into whatever specialty we chose. If you're a physician, then you have to choose a specialty. As a physical therapist, nurse practitioner, or even a physician's assistant, you too had a choice, or you too had to choose a niche to serve, whether it be internal medicine, oncology, rheumatology, orthopedics, or what have you. Anything outside of the scope of practice dictated by various professional associations are considered forbidden in the healthcare industry. This is mainly to protect each profession more so than it is for the sake of the patient, which then leads us to ask, what exactly is healthcare? Who do we serve? What's to provide optimal health to those we serve? But really, when you think about it, in truth, healthcare is really sick care. And over the last 2 decades I've been in practice, the system has increasingly gotten restrictive and highly bureaucratic. Practitioners are spending more time on meeting documentation criteria than they are meeting the needs of their patients simply due to time restrictions. And when I practiced within the medical system, there was no way out of the old way. It was accepted as the only way to challenge the way it's always been would rock the system at its foundation. It's not something that you could do. Even myself, I would be like getting a headache just thinking about it. So increasingly, though, I met more and more thought leaders in the field of holistic and functional medicine is how I got into functional medicine for my personal issues with autoimmunity as well. And some of them walk on the edges while others are halfway in and halfway out. They're disgruntled by the system, but are in the system as the only way to survive the industry and their career. But one must make a choice to either be in network or out of network. So just for the purpose of this episode, I just want you to understand that being in network means with the insurance third-party payers. And being out of network means that you're not part of their network. So therefore, you can charge higher prices. You have a little bit more freedom. And the patients, on the other hand, have a higher deductible that they have to meet for the insurance premiums to start to pay you as a practitioner so that the patient starts to get benefit from the insurance services that they pay for. So being in network means you've got to agree to their fees, regulations, and restrictions of the payers and bill for your services accordingly. You have to play by the rules, right? And being out of network provides you with more freedom, like I said, to do whatever you want. But once the patient meets the deductible, the reimbursements are possible, but often those deductibles are extremely high that the patients, it's basically a cash-based scenario. Then there is a complete cash-based practices. Most practitioners I know are scared to death, I was too, of being outside of the medical system. Being within the system affords the practitioners the ability and then really the safety of hiding behind our clinical titles. And it provides us with the ability to be found within each insurance payer, which is a huge exposure for their practices because the patients expect, these services to be covered. So they'll look at Blue Cross Blue Shield or United Healthcare plans, their plans for their practitioners or in selecting their practitioners for their specific demographic area. In fact, that's the way most practitioners gain new patients. And within the medical system, patients expect the services to be covered by their insurance. It's what they pay for. Then there are the holistic and functional medicine services where things tend to be cash-based completely. And this requires one to be skilled at business, also be an expert in the holistic and functional space, and be able to multitask, doing all the things that is required to run a profitable business. But marrying clinical work and business is a challenge for most practitioners. It's super, super hard. We get very little education or knowledge about the business. And when the rubber meets the road of running your own business with your stake, with your cash flow, there's a lot at stake. And there's a reputation you must manage, your clinical knowledge that you need to keep up with constantly, and business systems and processes that your employees are going to look to you to put in place. And there's the collection of payments, scheduling, how you conduct the documentation, the electronic medical records, and abide by the HIPAA regulations, and all the things, all the moving parts. There are so many moving parts and pieces that most practitioners struggle to see the financial wins for a long time, as the overhead cost of such practice can be extremely high if not managed properly. So efficiency is key. So the most important thing is to have a successful and lucrative practice is for the practitioner to shift their identity from powerless practitioner, which that's how we're used to subconsciously operating within the realm of healthcare industry, to a powerful CEO. It's not something that we think about. Business skill is something that we learn. It's not something that is inherent in us. And business is nothing more than learning numbers without the emotions. But many practitioners have fears about failure and have a hard time juggling clinical work with running a business. And wearing two hats is difficult enough, and it's not for everyone. But there are options to hire a CEO or someone who can handle the business or practice management side of things. But it's also important to avoid abdicating the power to the manager. You always want to be inspecting what you clearly inspect or expect. This means that the systems and processes are something you as the CEO must dictate and come up with the KPIs, key performance indicators, to know exactly where your business is headed, and for your employers or employees to know exactly how they're measured. All such terms and learning are way above health practitioners' heads. It used to be mine too. Yet, many strive to do their best, but have not fully been able to shift their very identity from being a practitioner to a powerful CEO. So running a business requires leadership, and without leadership, your business can suffer tremendously, and it can lead to financial loss, which is scary. You need to direct where your business is headed, much like the ship that needs a rudder and a captain to know which direction to go. And shifting identity requires you to give up the old and reinvent the new. And this process can be done through the alkaline methodology, where we take you through the transformative psychology, where we explore your inner awakening to understand your outer manifestations currently, as well as the shift that needs to be made. And then this sets the foundation for the growth and evolution of your business and your career. Only then can you add the modern medicine element of the alkaline methodology, as well as the ancient wisdom piece, to fully tie it all together. And last but not least, business mastery is absolutely required for you to master. This is what we share at the free Business Mastery Bootcamp for health practitioners next week. And if you're ready to uplevel your business and career, this bootcamp will provide you with a clear roadmap to get you to establish a sales funnel online where you can scale your business, and that will set you up for success or unimaginable success. So I want you to sign up with the link below, and I will see you guys in the boot camp. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you guys all